Quite a unique Intel-based SBC we have today. Very different from something like Latte Panda or of course Raspberry Pi and its clones. How good is it though, and what's so different about it? This is an unbiased review of the ZimaBoard 2, a distinctive single-board computer with unique advantages and equally unique disadvantages. The device comes with this silly cable. It has two SATA ports and power for them on the back. It allows two desktop HDDs to be connected, which is one of two main features of this device. The second feature that differentiates this board from hundreds of other SBCs and mini PCs is the PCI Express slot that sticks from it. 4 lanes Gen 3. Yes, you can put anything in there, including GPU, but should you do that? And you also lose M2 slot for this feature, which is either a loss or a win, depending on what you actually want to plug in. On the front we have two USB 3.1 mini DisplayPort for which you need to buy an adapter, DC power and dual 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet. A universal power adapter is included as well as the little cooling fan. I wonder how capable is this one. And two screwdrivers for disassembling a computer, which I really want to do right now. Only 10 screws are needed to be removed to disassemble it fully. SBC's case serves as a heatsink, and disassembling it became a little challenge because one last screw is traitorously hidden beneath the glued CMOS battery. It would be better if it was available right away, but overall it's very easy, only 10 screws, and inside it looks beautiful. But the only upgrade you can do here is connecting a fan, and you don't need to go all the way here, you just need to remove the first 4 screws on the back. It has Intel N150 CPU, very power efficient, one of the best CPUs for home servers. It's powerful, for reference surpasses Raspberry Pi 5 by around 50 to 70% in Geekbench 6, but please note those are synthetic tests and real performance difference for certain tasks are usually not as high. We have 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 64GB of eMMC 5.1. We have eMMC because, well, M2 slot isn't present here. Since it's an x86 CPU, you are not bound to specific Linux distribution and to Linux as such, as it is with most ARM SBCs. So I decided to install Windows to perform a couple of tests, such as can passive cooling of the device survive the AIDA64 CPU stress test? For some time it holds, but at around 30 minutes of the stress test decreases the frequency of CPU and reaches 95 degrees. It is a very good result, because if you're going to use it as a server, there will be no constant 100% load on the CPU and it will be more than enough. The fan that is included in the kit is small and barely spins, so I was surprised to see it's enough to keep the CPU at 75 degrees during the stress test. What most SBCs have and this one doesn't? Well, Wi-Fi. My guess is that Wi-Fi was sacrificed in order to save PCI Express bandwidth for the second 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet port, which makes sense. It's more about building a home server, a NAS, something like that. For this purpose, it defeats most boards because on most of them, you simply can't have the same functionality. Somewhere, like on Pi 5, you can only have one lane of PCI Express Gen 2 that will limit you to only one expansion card of your choice, and even it will work with limited speeds. You can have SATA, but you will also need external power for it. You can have M2 SSD, but it will be slower. You can have a GPU, but it will be significantly limited in bandwidth. Here, without any compromises, you can have both SATA and M2, or both SATA and GPU. You get the point. Now let's see a silly way personally I decided to use it. It's Silly Workshop after all. For now, I decided to install Windows 11. I know, let me explain myself first. For now, temporary, I need this SBC as both NAS and a test bench for drives and GPUs. You heard it right, external PSU already waits for the first GPU to be diagnosed, and you will see the process in one of the videos that will not be soon, because I'm too busy with SBCs and 3D printers. To manage the device I use remote desktop protocol. I also host some light application in the local network using it. With two 3.5 HDDs and one 2.5 SSD connected, this setup consumes around 12 watts while idling. It is certainly not a Pi killer and doesn't try to be one. This board decided to go its own way, trading features that are usually expected from SBC for other features that are more relevant for home servers. I find this approach right and I like this device.